we should be up and running. Let's go check that this is actually on my channel. Do appear to be live. So let's lob this up on Tumblr. Suitable GIF. Might not be able to find a suitable GIF. Yeah, we can't find a suitable GIF. Instead, we'll just add some cool tags, and then we'll get started. Hey, hello, welcome to Valkyria Revolution. I forget where we were up to in the story.
This is a true story.
But it's apparently a true story. Which my history class has skipped out on that bit. Just checking, my voice is coming through, right? My voice is coming through.
The five
momentarily terrified.
Of the world.
Bro!
Brenland,
Oh!
Kreutzen, Frank, Hupstria, and Ruse. These empires held regular conferences known as the Vian Summit.
Oh yeah, you won't have heard any of these people's voices before. This would be an exciting experience for you. Some of them are familiar voice actors. Like, the Emperor is voiced by Arden.
That's the forum they used to exchange information on how best to govern Europa, wasn't it? The leading superpower was the British Empire. Like today, their country was the most influential in Europa.
Why is Emperor Claudius not here?
I'm sure you can guess the reason.
Well, it would seem that Jutland has him thoroughly whipped. There's no way he'd show his face now.
But it is still the dead of winter. I do hope his imperial posterior hasn't frozen to the throne.
I have a message from His Majesty to everyone present.
Let us hear it then. Speak.
Spring is nearly upon us.
Is that all?
Indeed it is.
What an amusing man.
I believe everyone understands its
Because
meaning.
God, this dude is just Grand Moff Tarkin.
Of spring surround us.
He's Grand Moff Tarkin with an eye
Empire
patch.
Redraws the map of Europa. Please look forward to it.
That parvenu.
Dreadful as ever. The temperature drops every time they enter the room.
Everything is as the ancient. The Valkyria wishes it to be.
I am looking forward to Valkyria Chronicles 4, which we know is getting a Western release date now, but not when.
Some of your time.
Probably
I know
like
you're a busy
late
woman.
2018.
Nay, the honor is all mine. Thank you for this opportunity.
Let's dive right in. You've led Jutland to victory after victory, all the while solidifying its people's trust in you. The reason I asked for this interview is to learn how your highness feels about the war. and her plans for the future.
Please, ask anything you wish.
January 6th, 1854. There is record that Ophelia was interviewed by Freak the traitor. With
Yeah,
a
come on,
sincere
Ophelia.
voice,
You didn't
she
do any
spoke of
leading.
why she stood
Like,
on
we
the
led
front
them to victory.
lines, as well as her aspirations for the people.
Many would describe this war as one fought for liberation.
Just so. The fight for freedom, liberation as you put it, has united the people as one.
I agree.
Furthermore, there is
I
something
haven't
I wish
noticed
to
before that
inform you,
Ophelia has a bit of
now
a
that the
frozen
opportunity
problem.
presents itself.
By all means.
Well, you
Her
see,
head too large for her
within the ranks
shoulders.
of the Ruzi Empire, someone who was thought to be long since dead, the Prince of Ipsaria, is alive.
Is that so?
Indeed.
It hasn't been confirmed.
This is a delicate matter, Your Highness. Would you allow me to decide whether or not to include this in the article?
I mean, it's true, she doesn't really have facial expressions. Not many of the characters in this game do, it seems.
The princess is the same as usual.
I'll be leaving out the shocking truth about Laertes.
Naturally. Hamlet, it's dangerous having the princess and prince meet. Can you do anything at the site?
I can kill him.
Sorry for increasing your workload.
He says he's a grand general. That makes him an enemy.
Gotta wonder why, though. The Rucks do his folks in, so this one-armed wonder signs up as the Emperor's new pet? Please.
Regardless, we can't have her doing something unpredictable. I'm counting on you, Hamlet.
Yeah.
Where you headed?
Where I'm needed. Violet is investigating. But now that discord has manifested at the Vian Summit, our best move is distracting Ruse with the major powers. If all goes according to plan, I can buy you time to upgrade and tune up your arsenal.
The game's subtly hinting there that we should buy some better
His plotting face is not just for looks.
ordnance.
Never is.
That night. Treat, you look so much like Makoto. I'm just wondering, why are we swimming?
Then allow me to continue.
How did you imagine he'd sound?
February 7th. In another country within the Ruzi Empire,
Yeah, he does
Solomon
look
met
like he
with
should be quite
Brendan's
soft-spoken, doesn't he?
off the records.
An unofficial meeting with a leading power and contributor to the BRFH blockade? The traitors even pulled that off?
I'd like to begin by stating Jutland's stance regarding the other world powers. What with this war
He's
with
an
Ruse.
orca, not a wolf.
We do not wish to war with the countries
Orcas do
that are
not howl.
unjustly staging the economic blockade against us.
What do you mean an economic blockade?
I suppose they sing, actually.
Ambassador, did you not agree to meet with me because you wish to have a mutually beneficial discussion? Let's be frank with one another.
You're an intriguing fellow, I'll give you that.
So I've been told.
All right, by Joe.
That's such good
Let's hear what you have
orcas.
to say first.
They love
The
only
land of
murder.
Molda, which our country reclaimed in that initial battle with Ruse, has a history associated to it. This war originates from this grievance, and has nothing to do with the other world powers.
And just what does this grievance entail?
That I cannot say. Only that it is a problem between Jutland and Ruse.
And you expect us to accept that explanation without question?
I would appreciate if you do so.
You sound rather self-assured.
Of course. I didn't come empty-handed. I have prepared a means to prove our credibility.
It's nice that Valkyria Chronicles 4 looks like it would be a return to kind of form.
What?
Very Valkyria Chronicles 1-ish.
Dunfalst.
Just with the addition of Grenadiers.
Indeed. You have disputed its ownership with Ruse in the past. Our country will liberate it, and when the war with Ruse ends, we will present it to you as a gift.
Is that possible?
Certainly. Jutland has no stake in Dunfalst, and only cares to strike a blow against Ruse. However, if Brenland wishes it, we shall obtain it. I'd like you to understand that we only have our eyes set on Ruse. I would appreciate if you take our conversation back to your homeland.
Why do you wish to accommodate our country so much?
Jutland's royal family has distant familial ties to Brenland. This proposal stems from that mutual bond.
I see. I understand now.
Returning to our discussion, the sanctions you've placed against our country aren't very aggressive.
What do you mean by that?
These are merely my thoughts on the matter, but the other world powers don't think too highly of the Rusi Empire. In fact, you wish to be rid of them if possible. With the blockade, it may appear you agree with Ruse, but don't you have plans in place to abandon them if need be?
You say very interesting things. I will respond at a later date, so I must ask that you leave for today.
When Dunfalst is liberated 3 days from now, might I ask you to draw the Valkyria's attention for a few days?
The Valkyria? You're making a frightfully audacious proposal.
It's for our freedom. Once we acquire that, we hope to form an alliance with Brenland.
Do you? I don't know that voice, I think. Not that I can tell just by ear, anyway. I swear this parliament grows every time we see it.
Solomon, who hurried back, immediately approached the military and influenced them to move on Dunfalst. Parliament, however, had put this plan on hold. Many opinions from both the anti-war movement and the pro-war faction pointed out its low strategic value.
How they add people with every single cutscene with them in. Like, it was 3 people, when it was like 5 people, then 6, and now it's like 10.
The next target, Dunfalst, is surely off this course. Many of you within the military and Parliament have expressed your skepticism with this proposal. However, those doubts can be cleared with but one word. And that is liberation. Jutland's suffering is one that is felt through all of Europa. There is significant strategic meaning to this. Not only do we focus on the route to advance on our enemy, but by liberating the lands claimed by Ruse, our country will do exactly what we aspire to achieve in this war. These actions will put pressure against their empire.
Liberation became a magic word for the country, and the traders supported it to justify this battle. Around this time, no one believed Jutland could ever lose.
Oh, if it's just that Danish diplomat's voice, might be difficult to find his name anyway. Okay, Revolution. INDB. No, this is probably the first place you looked.
Fifi, I read it! I feel a little embarrassed. You sure had a lot to say. The journalist had some very good questions. I couldn't help but to get passionate.
Well, he couldn't have picked a better time to put it out.
How do you mean?
Oh, do you get to a
the
Cloud
Dunfall's
District
mission
often,
is
guy?
to liberate the colony, right? So it's good to have the princess rally behind that word. In a way, this operation takes on even more meaning.
Oh, Bloom, you're so endearingly dim-witted.
It's like they're still cadets.
Nothing wrong with that. It does good for morale.
Did you read it? Huh? Did ya? No, not quite yet.
So, are you embarrassed?
Godot,
Yes, Your Highness.
any mention of Ipsaria has been omitted.
Well, the
Tails for
journalist did
foxes
say he
everywhere.
might leave it out.
At all times.
Looks like you're all here. We deploy tomorrow, 0400.
Well, this is rather sudden.
It explains why Parliament was so noisy.
I hate waking up early.
We've got your back. You want me or Bridget to drag you out of bed?
I'm counting on you, Tilda.
No hesitation, huh? That's no wonder, given the other option.
Prep and get some rest, all of you. Dismissed.
Hang on, which one is Tales for Fox, actually? Could be any of them. And, like, Blum is played by the guy who played Mikleo in Tales of Zestiria. And old guy is Sojiro from Persona 5.
What's the matter?
Need something?
Didn't know Mikleo from Tales of Zestiria played Tales for Fox. I'm alarmed. I see.
Welcome. Come again.
Yeah.
Yo! What do you want? How about this? How about this? Pretty good, yeah? Pretty good, yeah? How about this? How about this? How about this?
No idea how this leveling up system works.
How about this? See ya.
What is Tales for Fox even like? I've never played a Sonic game. All I really know is that Sonic is fast.
What's the matter?
And like Shadow is edgy.
Well done. Well done.
Op details are as follows.
Fair enough. I presume they're just like going in cars.
That's all.
Well, trucks.
Move out.
Yeah, yeah, that's weird actually. Like, it'd be easy to go around.
A little birdie from the business world told me something. Brenlin's trying to dig up dirt on you, Saul. And yeah, I greased a lot of palms to make sure this info's legit.
Well,
it might be. I mean, the name makes me think it should be Scotland, but I don't think it is.
I'm honored.
Be careful. Ruse is pretty dangerous, but you can't let your guard down against Brenlin either.
If I was in their position, I would investigate me too.
They'll be keeping an eye on you.
That's about what I expected. It'll add some tension to my life.
Stop joking around.
It's fine as long as Brenlin's focus is on me. Hamlet will be able to handle the rest.
That's true. Yeah, it might be Scotland or Ireland. That'd make sense if it's like important to Brenland.
The anti-Valkyria squad commenced their attack on Dunfalst.
So they could have gone through the Persian zone.
Vandergen, attack!
That is true. I really thought this through, aren't they?
Let's do this!
Tango's ahoy! Something's coming! I'll murderize them!
Try out these new grenades.
Alright, commander down!
To arms!
Got your back!
Commander down! From within. The fruits of our labor, yes? Terribly sorry.
Problem is, it looks like every other town in this game, so there's no way to
no match for us.
Tell where it's meant to be.
In the name of justice!
Let's get
Terribly
it on!
sorry.
coming. This isn't good. This isn't good.
End this!
This will settle it! Rest.
Way. I'm not done yet. Get it on!
Oh, water! Turn the tide!
Incoming! Watch
I'll murderize them.
Pardon me! 'Twas a word.
Light 'em up!
Rest
Who's
in
next?
peace.
Incoming! Watch it!
All right, let's do this. Take him out. You're so weak. Right.
Let's end this!
Constant vigilance.
I'll show you how to fight.
Constant vigilance.
I won't go yet.
Let us dance.
Leave it to me.
End this!
In the name of Jutland. First.
Take the offensive!
Taste my blade.
Battle's going our way.
This place is fucking maze-like. Well, not really, but maze-like enough to be a problem.
Constant vigilance.
There was no reason to come up here.
Incoming! Watch it!
Constant vigilance. Power comes from within. Rest in your ears.
Don't need to panic.
How are they not noticing this?
Constant vigilance.
Battle's going our way.
Pierce.
Hoorah! Take it all the way.
Wasn't that a fun lesson? Let's keep up the pressure. Farewell. Don't need to panic.
Incoming! Watch it!
Get it on. Something's coming.
You ready?
Serve the enemy.
Get lost! Commander down!
Onward to victory.
All right.
Honest.
Light up the damage! Now you got it! Now...
Constant vigilance.
Now you got it! Alright.
Okay, what's thing up here? Next,
In the name of Jutland!
Observe the enemy.
Rest in peace.
Something's coming.
Honest.
Something's coming.
Let me your ears.
Get lost!
This is a good position.
Alright.
Stay alert.
Constant vigilance.
Retreat!
Now you
Constant
got it!
vigilance.
I won't go easy.
Underestimate us, soldier!
Constant vigilance.
Think about
Constant vigilance.
I'll do what's right. Honest.
I don't like this. Observe the enemy. Observe the enemy.
Underestimate us, soldier!
Observe the enemy.
Something's coming. Something's coming.
I don't like this. Observe the enemy.
Take it all the way! Let's get it on!
Begin the lesson.
Something's coming.
Begin the lesson. I don't like this. Observe the enemy.
Great. Something's coming.
Keep up the pressure. Observe the enemy. I don't like this.
Taste my blade.
Honest.
Observe the enemy.
Constant vigilance.
Underestimate a soldier!
Won't permit anymore. I don't like this.
Get lost!
Something's coming.
Not done yet.
Underestimate a soldier!
Onward to victory.
Mission complete.
S-Tran.
As expected.
Caught on my foot.
With this, we have liberated yet another domain from the Empire's reign of terror. Thank you, everyone, for making this victory possible.
Welcome back. We beat up a new and improved Scorpion mech.
My apologies.
I say improved because it actually didn't fight much differently from the regular Scorpion mechs.
What's the matter?
Why does Ruz have those?
The prince did not appear. Amlet, please. Help me persuade Laertes to fight with us, not against us.
We've been through this. He's the enemy.
I'll repeat it as many times as I must. Until you understand.
You're wasting your time. Next time he shows up, I'm ending him.
Jutland, who won the Battle of Dunfalst, immediately began establishing an interim government.
Having learned from his experience in Ipsaria, Solomon set up a leader this time. He announced that he had searched for and found its long-lost prince. But that was... Donovan Lindegard later uncovered he was a fake. I wonder why nobody figured it out.
It was around this time when the word liberation took a form of its own. The traders needed a leader in Dunfalst. It was to emphasize the cause to both Jutland and Ruz, but only until the day they'd relinquish it to Brenland.
What do you think? We did exactly as I said we would. A letter of guarantee. When the war ends, Dunfalst will be Brenland's.
I have news from my homeland. We vow to draw the attention of the Valkyria.
Deals like these were made frequently?
Weakening the Ruzi Empire was of mutual interest to the major powers, or at the very least, to influential people. Solomon the Trader capitalized on that fact and worked hard to gain the cooperation of the superpowers. Most of this planning was done so that Ruz's military might couldn't focus on Jutland.
I see. A small country like Jutland was able to sustain a war with an empire thanks to these diversions.
Analysis is being conducted as quickly as possible, but we believe there is ulterior motive to Jutland taking Dunfalst.
Your Majesty fought Brenland for Dunfalst. I wonder what they think of this.
Indeed. Should we call for the ambassador?
That will not be necessary. His words will amount to naught. There is, however, someone far more worthy of our attention. The one who oversaw the establishment of Ipsaria's and Dunfalst's interim governments. Investigate this man.
As you wish.
Gotta say, despite it being down the pool in both cases, Emperor Claudius doesn't sound that much like Arden. His voice is a lot deeper.
It seems you've been standing out too much. The Empire has their eyes on you.
I suppose that proves they aren't completely blind. Why not show more concern for your well-being, rather than for other people?
I'll be fine. I'm heading back to Ruz. He's waiting for me. There's been some movement in the army. I'm going to investigate.
Well, the thing is, like, a lot of voice actors, like, they are, like, real vocal comedians. Down the pool, not really, to be honest. But then you have voice actors like Robbie Damon or Johnny Young Bosch, who always sound like themselves. Like, you can instantly recognise them. They are very good at playing a character and doing different mannerisms. Like,
this is a true
Akechi
story.
in Persona 5 sounds like Prompto, but if Prompto was a psychopath. She doesn't really sound like a spy femme fatale.
I ask the same of you. You come here often. Do you have business with the departed? Who is this man to you?
Like someone glued watermelons to her torso.
From his remains, I feel an intense emotion. A powerful will that tries to burn this man to ash.
A powerful will, you say?
The blade was full of rage. Perhaps resentment.
An undying dread. So,
that should be on the box. I thought that was her shoulder.
I know this blade.
They have. They're so cartoonishly gigantic. It distracts from every scene she's in.
Things really have been calming down lately.
That's what everyone's saying. Life is good and things are changing for the better.
Perhaps the royal family can finally
It's like a masterclass on how to ruin a character with just one feature.
Ah, there was a king who listened to his people. A finer man we may never live to see.
Oh God.
it really was the correct choice to take you under our wing. To accomplish so much for us. You are the perfect soldier.
Your Majesty.
Special delivery. One alchemic weapon fresh out of the oven. Thanks to all that time Saul bought us, its specs are off the charts. Better precision, better power.
It looks the same.
I said it's got precision and power, not a damn paint job. Go on, take it for a swing. It's my best work yet. Honest.
I'll try it out.
And the rest of the squad?
We're working on the final mods. Once they're good to go, we'll ship them to the unit's HQ. Get ready for greatness. Hey, big guy. That boy here isn't exactly a ray of sunshine, is he? But he's not a bad guy once you get to know him. I used to be able to kick his ass, you know? Except nowadays, he's the one who's large and in charge. So keep him from going all doom and gloom for me, will ya? Yeah, sure he's got a stick up his ass, but try and play nice. We're counting on you, you big galoot.
Okay.
Yes, of course.
This guy sounds really familiar too, actually.
Your friend cares very deeply for you. He's one of the other orphans who survived the fire, isn't he? Adopted by a small factory owner, he took his father's business and became the titan of industry he is today. He's got a good head for business, and through his father's tutelage became an important figure in the business world.
It's Max Mattelman.
Why are you looking into us like this?
Did not realise that, but he sounded familiar. Apparently, Freet, Makoto, is Ben Diskin, who plays
over what happened to the orphanage.
That
incident was swept under the rug by
Xehanort Heartless
due to our then alliance with the Ruse Empire. Your pasts were erased, and Ruse built a base in the backyard of your burned-down childhood home. But when this war presented itself, you leapt at the chance to seek vengeance on the Grand Generals and the Emperor. That's why Mr. Sabanshi keeps modifying your weapon, so that when you finally get close to the Emperor...
Enough!
Captain, the war is necessary for Jutland's survival, but your personal politics do not belong in it.
What do you know?
They say revenge accomplishes nothing.
We're not after anything. Just blood for blood. Justice.
Great facial animations there.
Jutland didn't give us any justice. They didn't even try. We lost everything to that fire. Might as well have never existed. So we took matters into our own hands. Maybe one small orphanage seemed unimportant to Jutland. But it was our home. Having your whole life stolen from you. That kind of anger never fades.
You finally opened up, Captain. Captain, I'm with you.
I'm not in the mood for jokes.
I want your anger to fuel you. Not for revenge, but for the sake of our country and its people.
You don't understand anything. You weren't there. You didn't feel the flames. I won't let anything stop us.
God, you're being hugely irresponsible here.
Captain, I just wanted...
Enough!
Amulet's not irreplaceable.
I don't want your acceptance.
Your secret's safe with me. I won't tell anyone in the squad. Not even Princess Ophelia. She'd only try to stop you.
Yeah, he's practically admitted that he also wants revenge against Jutland here. And that Goddo's just like, oh well, I see no way this could go wrong. And I'm sure we can't possibly find someone else in this army who can use a large sword? Use a large sword. It's not like Amulet's even shown himself to be some kind of strategic genius.
Looking good, Your Highness.
It's just some guy.
Anticipating my movements more naturally now. Each thrust, every parry fills me by degrees with the sense that I am one with the sword.
Such handsome words.
I do not wish to drag down the others. Every time I take the field, I seem to cause some sort of trouble. I have to be stronger.
Did you learn anything else about your, magic melody?
It may have something to do with my royal family's lineage. The rest is mere conjecture. If my voice can indeed affect the Valkyria, however, I must strengthen my song as well as my sword.
Then how about you practice your singing after our sparring?
I shall do just that.
It really bothers me that everyone in this game makes stupid choices. Like, Goddo and Ophelia are just constantly Like, just remove Amulet from his position. He's not that valuable, and he commits war crimes.
Huh. That man's more resourceful than I thought.
Son of a... So, what do you say?
What you'd expect.
Revenge accomplishes nothing?
Pretty much.
Worn out words.
Said he won't interfere, though.
Huh?
He wants me to use my anger for the good of the country.
What about the princess?
Said he won't tell her either.
Can we trust him?
As a soldier.
What do you mean?
I trust him on the battlefield, but off it, he's shown no hesitation about prying into our pasts.
That's the most troublesome type. They believe their actions are correct.
They're a pair, the princess and that officer.
The hell are we gonna do now?
We continue as though nothing's changed.
I suppose that's all we can do.
Or assassinate him?
I'm kinda worried here. How much does the big galoot know?
He knows about you.
Hot damn. Did I do something to expose myself?
Oh, what a headache. I better tell Saul and Vi to be careful.
Magnificent.
Hey, Lieutenant. I want to try this puppy out.
As do I. Captain, perhaps we should have a field exercise. If Mr. Sabanchi would oblige.
Whoa, whoa. Mr. Sabanchi's my father. Please, call me Basil.
If Mr. Basil would oblige.
Sounds good. Besides, we want to see how these bad boys turned out with our own eyes. Come on, let's do this. That's fine, right, Mr. Captain?
Sure.
I'll handle everything. Come, Mr. Basil. Let's discuss this further.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, one of...
What's up?
One of these...
What is it?
Hey, Captain.
Two... Old guy and not as old guy could easily take over that job.
Yo!
What's the matter?
Yo!
Seems that way. Well done. Op details are as follows.
Silver Fox in training is the prettiest member of this squad.
That is all. Dismissed.
I mean, they really should. Like, he hasn't told anyone about what he's found out. And he's not even indicated that he's left any records of it. So, just shoot him in the back on the battlefield, guys.
Drat. I was hoping they'd improve its aesthetic appearance. Something more majestic, more magnificent, more like me.
I mean, we really don't have room to complain, but I get it. Maybe I could put a ribbon on mine.
Not you too, Helena. Thanks a ton for your frank opinions. Sorry. No, really. You're saving us a whole lot of cash on paid focus groups, so don't hold back.
Your attention, please. We'll be splitting into 2 teams and performing a mock battle.
Your alchemic armaments are
Hey,
ready to
my
rumble.
lord. How you
Shall we
doing?
begin, Captain?
Go for it.
Squad A, step forward. Commence attack.
Let's commence the operation.
Can't relax yet.
Yeah, I'm alright. Still engaging in like the most poorly written political intrigue in video games.
Sorry.
Enemy reinforcements sighted.
Let's go.
Here we go.
Sorry.
Okay, so Gobbo, the guy with the with the sword that is large but not as large as someone else's sword, he discovered that the flag takers are plotting against the country and start the war for their own ends. But rather than tell anyone, he just told them that he found them out and was like, don't worry, I won't tell anyone. Because even though you've already said that you want to harm this country, I trust you to do the right thing for
I'll
us.
show you how to fight.
Going in.
I
Enemy
believe.
reinforcements sighted.
I'm going in.
Let's begin the lesson.
Now.
Here I go!
I'll show you how to
Give me
fight.
all you got!
Yeah, like at the very least, you'd think you'd go, oh, by the way, I left records of this, so don't try anything. Or just, like, tell someone and get Amulet removed from power. He's not that important to this war effort. He's just some guy.
We won't be able to gather any solid data at this rate. Hey guys, fighting small fries like that'd be boring, right?
Damn straight.
I beg your pardon?
Squad B will now raid Squad A.
Pardon?
Follow me!
Whoa, watch out!
I swear, this'll be a good now.
Far too lordly to lose.
It's Curtis! Don't be so serious.
I love you.
Let's get it on!
What do we do next, Curtis?
Try this on for size! I swear I'm not serious.
I'm a prince.
I'll follow you to
Let's do this!
Be gone.
get out of here!
Please, hold your applause.
Is that a new muscle?
Now I'm even stronger!
I'd wager those are good to go in real combat, no prob.
We appreciate all your help.
Don't sweat it. Happy to lend a hand so Jutland can win big.
I'm glad we can count on you.
I just want to check. No, back it.
You're quite studious. How splendid.
Almost halfway through this game.
Then allow me to continue.
I came across a nice bottle. I wanted to open it with you.
Goodness. Shouldn't you share it with your fellow officers?
No, it has to be you.
It'll be wasted on that lot who can only think about promotion.
Besides, I feel at ease when I'm with you. You're someone I can trust.
Oh.
What is it?
Did something happen?
Nothing interesting. Just a lot of things at home.
I'm surprised you noticed.
When you drink like that, it usually means something happened.
Okay. Not only at home. Things have been busy at work, too.
But you still made time to see me.
You're gonna spill your wine, Violet. It's really making me nervous.
Lieutenant Colonel Smirnov trusted Violet. It said that she would glean bits of inside information from him, then move on to his
Yeah, she sounds like she should be on the set of a silent film.
Supporting what she learned.
She sounds like she should be announcing, "People, I ain't people." Wait, hang on. I didn't see that live. Lieutenant Colonel Smirnov? Have we descended to a point of taking beer names for all of our characters now? Can't wait to meet Brigadier Heineken.
It seems that you visit Ipsaria at every opportunity.
Yes, sire.
Do you miss your mother?
Ipsaria is Rue's territory that must be reclaimed.
Smirnoff is vodka, isn't it?
Reconnaissance on the enemy.
It's even more surprising that I forgot that, because I have a bottle of Smirnoff right next to me.
Sire, I wish to ask something.
Speak.
For what reason does your Majesty advocate hegemony?
An amusing inquiry.
Jutland's princes spoke of protecting the people. I was wondering if all who stand atop their domain feel the same.
Such youthful naivete is
You are Smirnoff.
We assume the role of hegemon, of course, for our own
It's
sake.
easy to get drink brands confused.
Are we not a man?
They all
born
sound
in
the
troubled
same.
Times? Though life is all too short, we refuse to die before standing atop the world. Each step we take brings us closer to our manifest destiny. We will go anywhere. We would walk over anyone to reach our destination. Ruse, Ipsaria, Jutland, the Valkyria. Even you. Everybody. Everything exists to follow our divine mandate. It is unlike us to speak so freely. Maxine, it now occurs to us why we took you under our wing.
Yeah.
It may be that we see a shadow of our past self.
Emperor Claudius Arden is
Majesty's
just
past?
We too
evil
were
and wants world
second in
domination.
line to the throne. At the time, Ruse was a small country, lacking in resources and relevance. We, however, held greater ambitions, and so we set about to raise this nation into a hegemony that would span the globe.
I think he is just meant to be like naturally a
We
wrong one.
obtained the Valkyria. Its power would prove to be our first step in following the way of kings. Then, to increase our imperial strength, we took control of the neighboring countries, hence the conquest of Ipsiria. Anything that is not a stepping stone is an obstacle to us. Expanding Ruse's territory made it equal to the world powers.
Yeah, it sounds quite
Naturally,
unnatural.
we have gained many enemies on the road to rule. Deflecting attempts on our life is an everyday occurrence. Though grudges and vendettas surround us, we regret nothing. We shall shoulder the suffering of those who fell before us. It is that unwavering resolve which paves our path of power.
How glorious. His Majesty's unfaltering words always resonate with me. Why then do I feel as if something bothers me?
No, it would be really...
We place our faith...
Even if he just wanted to rule the world because, like, he had positive things in mind for it, that would add a little bit more depth to this character. As it is, he is just dude who sits on the throne and is evil at people.
His Majesty's resolve and the hegemony he spoke of, they are noble and without doubt. It speaks to my very being. But I cannot see what lies beyond. After he conquers the world, do happiness and peace wait in the future?
Peace.
Another way to add depth for his character would be to make him a super cool dog. Like a chilly Shiba Inu. I don't know. Like, from the white hair, I almost assumed he was meant to be some kind of artificial Valkyria. But it seems like that's just his natural hair colour.
This colony's been under the Empire's heel for a while now.
I managed to dig up this interesting story over wine.
Is this information credible?
I got in contact with other officers and found evidence. The Empire's investing heavily in Glotzen to develop a weapon greater than anything we've seen.
With winter ending, they must be gearing up again.
So, we've been cooking up some kick-ass monotech of our own.
Apparently yours can't even compare, Baz.
As if the Valkyria is not enough.
Simply having a powerful weapon at the ready has meaning. It doubles as a demonstration for the major powers, too. However, even it has its limits.
How do you mean?
There's only one Valkyria. It can't appear at multiple locations at once. Accordingly, Ruse must be extremely selective of which battleground to deploy it.
Even with it, they still need the support of strong weapons.
But their alchemic weaponry's still half-baked, right?
That's for sure.
Your boy toy shared a lot with you.
Well, he isn't the type to divulge secrets, but you can thank his stressful home life.
We should destroy this weapon before they finish it.
Agreed. Then, we'll be able to apply even more pressure on the Empire.
Just checking how we're doing for time. We should make good progress with the story. I'm not planning on watching any of the fragments this time around, just because... You know what I mean. Anyone who's seen those fragments knows exactly what I mean by that.
Glad you guys came.
That's my line.
All right, everyone. Let's head back home.
Miss Maria, can we play out here a little longer?
Goodness, you were out here for so long, but you still want to play more?
Also, why is this orphanage so
home.
tiny?
I'm starving.
Like, this wreckage isn't even the size of a house.
You're such a pig. You can go home. We'll play by ourselves.
No. Don't say such mean things.
The 5 traitors are like identity killer levels of stupid.
Can we? Miss Maria! Hey! Miss Maria!
We believe the identity traitors may be the cause of this war. But how do you know that? Well, of course, they leave traces of their identity at every battlefield they go to. So far, we've got their national insurance numbers, full names, and home addresses. Just can't catch them. I can hear my flatmates yelling at the top of their lungs.
Welcome.
Hang on a moment.
Come again.
Oh no, I think they're stopped.
Welcome.
Oh, good. They're really loud here. I guess this is a pretty good directional mic, so I guess it's not picking them up.
Come again.
Nice work.
What? What's up?
Finally unlocked Sora's tragic backstory. Woo! Woo.
Yeah.
Jordan, you're so pure. You're such a good Shiba Inu.
Whoa, cool!
Let's run to a weird place, kind of quickly. If you had a mother, she would have told you that you don't do any kind of prolonged physical combative activity in heels.
What do you want? Pretty good, yeah? How about this? How about this? Pretty good, yeah? See ya.
What's the matter? We've got a new assignment.
Alright, let's go to Dunfast. Wait a second, this is free. I'm going to Glotzen.
Op details are as follows. That's all.
April 5th. The Jutland army departed for the imperial domain of Glotzen.
It's weird, there's very little sense of like gaining or losing territory in this game. The war just seems to involve teleporting places and fulfilling like a singular objective and then leaving.
Shadows rise as darkness falls.
Yes, it's night.
I wonder, is the Valkyria as nocturnal as the rumors claim?
They're not rumors, it's intelligence.
Still, to think it was a night owl. But I guess it's not too surprising, what with its image as a Reaper.
Tonight's a surprise attack. I'm sure it won't show up.
Let it. I'll just show that thing
I do
the
like
business end
Legit.
of all my training.
And I do kind of ship her with what's-his-face posh guy.
I'll tussle with you anytime.
Helena, you're being too loud.
Pray tell, how certain is this information?
Is there any reason to doubt it?
Nay, not as far as I know. But in that case, should we not avoid combat after dusk?
The only thing we should do is complete our missions and keep
Bridget
an eye
is
out
definitely
for
one of the
Valkyria,
better
same as
characters in this
always.
game.
Doesn't matter when. We won't win the war if we avoid fighting at night.
Huh.
Enough talk. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm now just thinking of that Blackadder quote. We will attack under the cover of daylight.
Let's do this.
That would actually be a good idea, because then, if they attack 2 hours before dawn, even if Watermelon and did show up, they could just stall for time.
All right, let's do this.
I'll show you how to fight.
Guess we can't climb stairs.
Incoming! Watch it!
Keep it up! Underestimate a soldier!
To arms! You ready? Take this!
This is a good position.
Who's next? Oh, Commander
let's
down!
do this!
I won't
Take it all the
I'll
way!
show you how to fight.
Who's next?
Isn't that a fun lesson?
Of course, since it is night, like, you know the Valkyria is going to show up. Let's get in here before the... Thank you. Kind of thought we'd be able to climb up here.
This should be
Intercept
easy.
the enemy!
I won't go easy. Farewell. This is a good position.
Light him up! End this!
Ready?
Let's end this!
'Twas a worthy foe.
Light him up!
That all you got?
Eat this!
It's one of the first things they train out of you in the British Army.
Constant vigilance.
Every time you jump, a drill sergeant appears and it's just like, we don't jump in this army.
Hiring a zombie is amazing. Farewell.
Who's next?
Wasn't that a fun lesson? Out of my way, Rock.
This is a cinch! For now, but we can't let our guard down.
Yeah, actually, it's one of the things former SAS soldiers have trouble adapting to after they enter civilian life, is not hitting through the ground at all times.
Right, PP? Something seems amiss.
What does?
This feels too easy by far. We have bypassed much tighter security than this, I believe. 'Tis almost as if we are being invited in.
You heard her. What do you think, Lieutenant?
The princess is right. They're hardly putting up a fight.
Their numbers match the intel.
Could it be that the intelligence is inaccurate?
It came from a reliable source.
This is unlike you. Have you properly confirmed it?
I'm sure it's been verified.
I was asking Amlet.
What do you suggest we do? Turn back?
If only we could. We cannot ignore the reports of the enemy developing new weaponry.
Then we keep going.
I'll prove myself in the name of Jetling! Terribly sorry.
Yeah, like, they're all here giving their thoughts on how to lead this team, and like, they're good thoughts. Frankly, at this point, only any one of these people could take over as leader.
I'll prove myself. In the name of Jetling!
Battle's going our way!
Be gone!
Take it all the way!
This will do
I won't go easy. Wasn't that a fun lesson?
Power comes from within.
Farewell.
Got your back.
Stealth. Hamlet clearly isn't very good at stealth.
Begin the lesson.
Who's next?
Was a worthy foe.
This is a good position.
Yes!
You ready to... All right, let's do this. Retreat! Let's take him out!
I'll show you how to fight. You should have studied us. You should have studied us.
Oh shit. Ran straight into a searchlight.
Don't need to panic. I won't go either.
To arms!
You ready? Take this! Let's end this! Who's next?
Taste my blade! Power comes from within. You mustn't fall!
Commander down!
All right,
I'll show
let's
you.
do this.
Huh? Nothing is here.
Huh?
Well, well. What a sad state this is.
Balderdash! A reliable source, my perfect posterior. How's that crow tasting, Captain Clueless?
You don't think this is a...
Uh-oh.
It's a trap.
I was gonna say insert clip of Admiral Akbar here. It's a trap! That was me being him.
Now, let the hunt begin.
There's less enemies that way. There are woods past this encirclement.
It may be another
Oh
trap.
yeah, it's your husbando.
It's the only way out. Amlet!
We can't stay here, Captain. We need to split up and head back to the woods.
You're right. Get to the woods and get back to where we rested. Meet back up before dawn.
And if we're late?
We can't wait for stragglers. Come daybreak, we leave.
No.
Criminy, our so-called captain's cold-blooded to the core.
Go, go! Tango sighted. Form up!
Keep it up!
Push them back!
Keep it up! Keep it up! Keep it up! Keep it up!
Commander down! Commander all right. down.
Okay,
Push through.
Yeah, we need to head.
No match for us.
Just up here.
Intercept the enemy. Get lost. Commander down. Reinforcements. Who's next? All right. Who's next? Commander down. Who's next? Retreat! Retreat! Honest. Who's next? The thrill of the chase.
All units, follow me. Hunt them down.
Hamlet!
It's just you.
Something wrong with that?
Sorry.
For what?
The trap. You were right.
Now is not the time to discuss right or wrong. Our first and only priority is escape.
Yes, of course.
That was the first time
Hmm?
that you apologized to me.
What are you talking about?
Honestly, I am somewhat amazed. Several years have passed since we met at the Institute, but this was the first sorry I've heard from you.
You remember the weirdest things.
For as long as we've known each other, you've always been ahead of me. Even though we were in different classes, it was your name I had to compete with for the top seed and the highest grades. Which is why, during our shared courses, I was curious about your alchemic abilities. Even back then, you were a man of few words.
Yeah, like you're standing right next to an enemy base talking
If I
about
may,
your backstory.
There was something I wished to ask you.
Could this not
What's
wait?
that?
Whenever Hans delivers a report from the battlefront, each time he mentions the death toll, you look so sad.
Yeah, because he doesn't
Casualties
like
are hardly pleasant news.
people dying.
But of course, I can barely stand to hear about good people getting hurt, or worse. Yet your reaction is different. I can scarcely describe it. You seem pained. Even at the Institute of Alchemy, you were always so tense, never letting anyone get close. I visited the Institute the other day to see the professor.
Professor Charlotte. Why?
Because I wanted to ask how to improve my alchemic ability. Amlet, have you been attuned to Ragnite since you were a child?
Why do you ask?
I want to be strong like you. I wanted to know how to heighten my power over mana.
I don't know. I've always had this power.
From what I've seen, it's not, your power isn't anything remarkable, Amlet. Basically the same suite of abilities everybody else in this squad has.
An ambush.
I cannot believe we allowed so many to surround us.
The hunt grows most exciting once you've cornered your prey.
Onward to victory!
Give you rocks. Let's end this.
I would be shocked and appalled if the Valkyria doesn't show up.
Taste my blade! Rest in peace.
Honest.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to be shocked and appalled then, because there's no Valkyria to be seen.
As expected.
Oh my, alchemists really are the most dangerous game of all. I'd better treat this wild goose chase like a monster hunt. All units retreat! Return to base! Or what's left of it.
We made it.
Somehow we did.
Sun's almost up. Let's go.
Yeah, like, just shoot him. He's not protected by anything.
It's morning.
Well then, time to go. Chop chop, captain's orders.
Of all people, it's those two who didn't make it.
So, what's the call?
I'm waiting.
Me too.
So will I.
Are you gonna disobey the captain's orders, Lieutenant?
The rest of you go. I'll find the princess on my own.
If we're gonna wait, we should stay here. We can't afford to miss them.
I'll stay. Everyone, please go look for the captain and the princess.
We better split between those who are going to stay and the search party.
Good grief. All right, I'll be on the search party.
Count me in. If Fifi's nearby, I'll sniff her out for sure.
What the dickens? Why, I never...
Of course. They're an integral part of Vandergen.
First, the search party should...
Hold up. Someone's coming.
What are you doing, Bloom? Hide!
It's the captain!
Fifi!
I'm sorry to have worried you, Sarah.
I'm glad you're safe.
I told you not to wait.
It was my call. I accept responsibility for disobeying orders.
Nuh-uh. I was totally gonna wait for Fifi, no matter what.
Me too. I said we should wait.
If you say that, all of us are guilty.
Well, maybe not Isaac, right?
That's right. Isaac was the only one who was a good soldier.
So true. He's a model military man. We could all learn from him.
Odds bodkins, what are you ragamuffins ragging on me for? I did nothing wrong.
We know. It's a joke, lad. A joke.
Well then.
I'll deal with you all back at base.
But beg pardon? But it was for our sakes that they...
That doesn't mean I'm not grateful for what you did. Thank you, all of you. Let's go.
Yes.
The way the media reported the Battle of Glotzen was the complete opposite for Jutland and the Ruzi Empire. Jutland had reported that they destroyed the enemy base and successfully escaped a large besiegement.
Yes. The people had no idea that they were lured into a trap. And meanwhile, at the Ruzi Empire...
That's not unusual. Countries at war gonna propaganda, yo.
Comrades, Ruse has succeeded in routing the Jutish invasion. The end of winter brings with it the time of awakening. A new beginning for the Ruzi Empire. This huge victory lays an imperial foundation upon which we promise to rebuild our motherland back to eternal greatness.
The time of awakening. That is when you mortals cast away the Azure power. However, such a time will never come to pass. Young fleeting
so
mortals,
stupid.
you will never see the twilight. For I will end everything.
No. How am I meant to take her threat seriously? She looks like she's taped basketballs to her chest.
I'm so sorry, Am. The only consolation is that you came back safely.
Violet, don't meet with your contact for a while.
No can do. On the contrary, he'll suspect me if I don't.
Gotta side with Saul here. He might have been trying to flesh out spies. Like you.
But he's a source of information.
It's for your own good.
Am, do you agree with the others too?
Of course. Can't do this without you, Vi.
Oh, you're making me tear up. Thanks for worrying, everyone. But I'm going to maintain contact with him.
Okay, I'm guessing Vi's probably going to end up kidnapped or murdered.
The operation was a success.
Yes, it was.
To think scattering information would produce such results. Now to expose these vermin infesting our country. Treat every person you meet as an enemy.
Are you in pain, comrade?
It's not as bad as it looks. And I was so close to getting rid of that meddlesome princess.
Focus on recovering for the nonce.
Words can't describe my shame, sire.
Jutland will attempt to recover from their blunder at Glotzen as soon as they are able. However, it's obvious how an operation that is rushed will turn out.
Yes, but with winter ending, we can finally take the initiative, Your Majesty.
Ha!
Wait, I know you. You're the Final Fantasy Type 0 / Dissidia Novator guy.
Councilman Collenberg.
Yes?
Yeah, that guy.
My name is Godot Villefort.
Ah, you.
I take it the captain's told you about me.
Let's move
Although
to another
you are
location.
cruising for a stabbing.
This isn't the place for our discussion.
The more I look into you all, the heavier it weighs on my heart. I know what you're doing is morally questionable at best, but I can't help but understand.
Then why not leave it at that? Kindly stop looking into us. We chose this path in order to move forward. I'd appreciate if you continue your missions under Amlet, especially if you care for your country.
I intend to.
We don't need anyone's sympathy.
Goddo over here just going, wow, it's super sad that your home was burned down, although seemingly with no casualties, and your mother figure was kidnapped.
You're quite
I guess
studious.
that
How
justifies
splendid.
starting a war.
This is a true story.
Every time you say that, I believe you less, Rochelle.
The retreat at Glotzen forced the traders to proceed to the next operation immediately.
At last we come to the great battle of Cavaltus.
I have a favor to ask of you, Captain. I'm frustrated about the battle at Glotzen. So please win the next one for us, sir.
That's your favor?
Yes, sir. That's it.
You're a little close.
Oh, sorry. Anyway, the anti-war movement's gotten really vocal lately. They say an army who can't admit defeat is an embarrassment. That we should surrender to Ruse before it's too late.
Hans, what are your thoughts on our last battle?
Me, sir? I think I'm
He's a
glad
cute little
everyone here came out
warhawk.
safe.
Good dad.
To me, Vandergund is more than a unit. It's an inspiration. The anti-Valkyria squad is the face of Jutland's liberation. That's why I'm so happy you all made it back in one piece.
Oh no! Bridget, wipe that look off your face.
Nothing wrong with that. Don't let anyone tell you different.
Yes, sir!
Don't worry about what anyone else thinks.
Goodness gracious, was that...
Did he just smile?
No way!
What?
Oh, I missed it! You should have said something sooner!
Ow! That hurts!
Okay, what are these?
They're also
These fucking
charmed by your
things.
singing, milady. It is strange. I do not know the full extent of this magic. However, now that I am aware of it, I can feel it inside me. A power sprung from every breath and rising with each note.
A power for fighting the Valkyria?
Nay, not for fighting. 'Tis a spark of light and life, like the warmth of a newborn star. Does that make any sense?
Judging by their expressions, it really does. Anyway, you sure have visited a lot of new places in a short amount of time.
They're like velociraptor goat
I am not exactly sightseeing.
horse
Of course
things.
not, but haven't you already experienced more than you ever would have otherwise?
True. Even though they were under the Empire's control, every land I've traveled to had its own unique lifestyle.
They all looked
No matter
exactly the
how
same.
much Ruse took, the hearts of these nations still beat strong. It gives me hope for their liberation.
That's one way to look at it. But even though the Rusi colonies are being oppressed, they'll accept it as long as they can
Really
keep
like
their
her design,
cultures.
actually.
In other words, the Empire left their customs intact. For example, if festivals and holidays are left alone, people can let off steam and relieve their frustrations. And then, oddly enough, they start convincing themselves that the Emperor understands them. Some say that's why they've accepted a foreign regime. Claudius, that tyrant, he's downright insidious.
Just so. Looking back on the history of Europa, tyrannical governments can only impose their rule by force for so long. Conquerors who disregard the traditional cultures of their colonies are inevitably overthrown by rebels and insurgents. Until we unmask the insidious nature of his reign, we cannot truly claim to have liberated anyone. Jutland has to lead Europa into opening its own eyes.
Then you should sing to the countries you've liberated too.
I beg your pardon?
Music heals the soul and rejuvenates the people's spirits, including mine. Your Highness's voice could rally the whole world together.
Thank you, Miranda.
Now go on and sing. They've been waiting all this time. Indeed.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like Claudius is especially interested in like imposing any kind of value onto other countries, or like hugely taking advantage of their natural resources. He just he wants to rule everything.
Next is
He's an oddly apathetic
Fritz
despot.
Erickson and Violet Sand.
Figured you'd show up sooner or later. Heard you already met with Solomon.
Indeed.
You're a strange guy. You seek us out, but don't sling any criticism or support our way. What exactly are you after?
I honestly don't know. I just want to meet you all.
Well, as you can plainly see, I'm nothing more than a writer, an essayist. We each have our own jobs.
All of which aid you in your current endeavors. It takes an extraordinary amount of willpower to remain devoted to a single cause so thoroughly for 10 years.
After the orphanage burned, a teacher took me in. I spent my days in a house filled with books and devoured all of them. That's how I learned about the power of words. I eventually started writing for newspapers to see more of the world.
And then you went freelance?
Wanted to broaden my horizons further, that's all.
And did you?
There's still a great deal I don't know, but I like learning. It gives me something I can call my own. You know, I was initially opposed to the war. The 5 of us fought about it more than a few times. But eventually I came around. Our whole lives were erased. They tried to bury the truth, but they forgot to bury us. So we decided it was time to fight.
Like Basil was adopted by, and presumably Solomon were both adopted by rich people.
Will you take action against us?
No. I have only love for this country.
Amulet seemed to go to that
serve this country
institute.
by fighting alongside you all.
Violet and Fritz don't seem to have had any problems since. All told, I think Jutland has done rather well for them.
Lieutenant Sand.
Oh. So, you came. I heard about you from Amulet. I'm surprised you were able to find me.
It wasn't easy.
Why not use that determination for Jutland?
That's what has brought me to all of you.
It seems you know about us, yet you don't try to stop us.
If there's one thing I've learned about the Captain, it's no use trying to stop him once he's set his mind to something.
Yes. It's no use trying to stop it.
For that very reason, I want you to continue. Your fervor will ensure Jutland's victory, and that is all that matters.
You're an idiot, Goddo.
Not unlike how you're exploiting this country.
And we're prepared to accept the consequences for that. Ever since the day we decided to do this. Satisfied?
Yes.
You're an unusual person.
I get that a lot.
I've learned that there's nothing you can do to stop Amulet once he sets his mind to something, except, I guess, imprisoning him for treason and war crimes. That might stop him. Oh well, probably not worth trying, to be honest. Probably not worth trying. Alright, let's get some gossip. Thanks,
what is
elderly lady. It looks like a tissue. It looks like a tissue you've attached to your neck.
Oh.
Whoa, cool!
It's because all of you only have one outlet. Outfit, Daryl.
Huh?
How you doing?
Welcome. Come back soon.
Where are these gossiping people?
Nice.
Okay, let's stop at the factory.
Yo!
Have you thought about killing Goddo?
Yo! What do you want? this? How about this? How about this? See ya.
I think we have just enough time for one more story mission, so we'll do that.
What's the matter? We've got a new assignment.
Valgorod, that's a hell of a name.
The situation is grim.
Op details are as follows.
What is even the point of these maps? Is it just to make it seem more like Valkyria Chronicles?
That's all. Vandergen. Let's do this.
I'll show you how to fight.
No match for us.
I won't go easy.
Battle's going our way.
Who's next?
Out of my way, rock.
You ready? Get lost! All right. Here we go! It's over! Commander down! Take this! All right. Commander down! That all you got? Commander down!
Let's see. Who cares if people ambush us? We're basically invincible.
Where did they come from?
Who's next?
In the name of justice! Keep up the pressure!
Our way.
Charge! Commander down!
Something's coming.
Reinforcements! Get lost!
This is a good position.
Commander down!
All right, let's do this.
Light him up!
Observe the enemy.
Who's next?
No match for us.
I won't go easy. Let's get this.
Who's next?
Constant vigilance.
Underestimate a soldier. Try dodging this. can't do this! Who's next? You're no match.
I don't even know what the objective of this mission is.
Onward to victory!
We're just gonna run around until we get a thing telling us we won.
We can't do this! Here we go! Watch my murderizer! Keep it up! Get out of my way! Who's next? Not done yet! Let's retreat!
Begin the lesson.
Not done yet! Not done.
Apparently that was what we needed to do.
Mission complete.
Who knows?
I am one with the sword.
Please flex your hand. How does it feel?
It's different than before. Like my mind has become clearer.
The Ragnite has begun sharpening your nerves and heightening your reflexes. However, long-term usage will put an immense strain on your body, so please be careful.
Well met, Maxime. Word is your body's sporting some fancy new upgrades.
You heard correctly.
Not many test subjects survive experimental augmentation, so I take the risk.
It is all for His Majesty's path to power. I only wish to be his soldier, his general.
You sure are a strange one. Not only are you serving an emperor who should be your foe, you've already climbed up the ranks to be his Grand General. Some people are mighty suspicious of your amazing promotion.
Do they not trust me?
Victor still seems like he's got his doubts, but I trust you. And why do you suppose that is? Because you're intriguing, that's why.
Oh, I was going to say you had a crush on him.
Everything in the world can be split into two categories. That which piques my interest, and that which does not.
So His Majesty's path to power interests you?
Of course. This job is so much fun. Every day's a holiday.
Then what do you think lies beyond His Majesty's path to power?
Never given it much thought.
What?
I'd rather enjoy the journey than dwell on the destination.
Have you no desire to know what the Emperor strives for? What you will see once he stands atop the world? Not once?
Only His Imperial Majesty needs to look that far ahead. Serving the Emperor intrigues me. That's all I need. But I get the impression that's not enough for you. Well, do what you want. But just between us, all we Grand Generals need to worry about is following Imperial orders. Don't overthink it.
We strike here.
How are you even going to get there?
Ruse's primary line of defense, protecting them from the other great nations.
Which is precisely why it's significant. Its mountain range also separates the climate between Ruse and Jutland. If we can break through the defensive line that crosses this range, we can deal a massive blow to the Empire.
Big gamble, big payoff. It'll help with the superpowers, too.
We must make our next move before the retreat in Glotzen starts affecting the country's morale. The incident there has brought upon a larger backlash, especially since we were advancing steadily with every op. The military's credibility has dropped 15%.
Are any of the Grand Generals there?
So far, we have no information. But considering how important this position is, I think it's likely that Galush or Gustav will take command.
And the Valkyria?
There's a high chance of it. Still, that's only at night.
With the latest weapon upgrades, you can really do business. Bring on the night. We're counting on you, Am.
I know.
One other thing, everyone. That man came to see me, too.
Same here.
Godot.
I was caught off guard. He really doesn't deny it. I didn't know how to deal with him.
Why doesn't he oppose us?
He told me he loves this country, and that's why he wants to fight alongside us.
Talk about a pain in the ass.
Alright, that should be a good place to leave it for today. So, like and subscribe, anyone who enjoyed. We'll be back at some point with probably more Valkyria Revolution, maybe more Final Fantasy X. I'll catch you then.